Um, hey, I was wondering if there's any chance that survival mode might come back to NetherGames in the near future. Survival mode? I have absolutely no clue. If we ever had, as far as I remember, we didn't have survival mode. Um, but I might be. Can you put a? Mhm. I have to do a rate limit on the channel, but I have never done that. So overview, age restrict, slow down, 2 minutes, save. That should do the trick. Okay. Um. All right. Next question. Um. If a report for a person is put now, then if the mass unban is done, then will that report be ignored or accepted before the mass unban and the player get unbanned in it? Or will so the way the mass unban will work is we'll just wipe every punishment, well, we don't save reports, so they're wiped as well. So we'll essentially everyone will start from a clean sheet the moment we introduce the mass unban. The issue with the mass unban is for that to happen, we need to have a stable anti-cheat. And that's also what Skyblock Infections is waiting for, to have a stable anti-cheat. So hopefully, tonight's anti-cheat rollout through the proxies won't have an issue. And then that way we should be um, we should be uh, we should be having a good result and then move from there. Um, okay, that was that. Where's Trees Boy? And what job does he have now? I'm still a student. Last year, and then I'm gonna start working. See what that brings up. Then there was a question again about being a featured server, which already answered. The new faction season, will it have a new map or at least a map that's not this, but an old map from season 4? Well, it won't have a new map. Generating a new map is, well, it'll sadly be the same map. Um, Hopefully next season we'll be able to bring a newer map, like an actual new map. We've been recycling the current one quite a lot of times. It was generated once by Larry. Um, but yeah, I didn't generate a new one yet. I might actually generate a new one, but then we don't have a new lobby, so it'd be a bit difficult. So I guess no new map for this season. How will NetherGames look after 2 to 4 updates in it, like in December 2025? Hopefully we'll have a stable anti-cheat. Hopefully the new factions and Skywalk seasons are out. Hopefully we'll have more players since the player count has been a big issue, and that's due to, well, uh, it's due to multiple factors. The servers haven't been as stable because we were trying different anti-cheats and trying to get things, because anti-cheats are very difficult because you essentially have to have a good enough anti-cheat that it catches most cheaters and doesn't catch most normal players for cheating, even though they aren't cheating. Um, and it's very hard. Like anti-cheat, the cheats have developed very good to the point where it's sometimes very hard to see the difference, and it might be easy for a human eye, but it might not necessarily be easy for us to see it with just raw bytes. Um, so um, so there's that. Um, so what will it be like after 2 to 4 updates? Well, hopefully a little better than it is currently. Um, we are planning to have some updates to Skywars, and it'll we'll try our best. We're all still studying. NetherGames doesn't make enough money to have people working full time on it, sadly. So we'll have to see what the development team is capable of delivering. So I hope it'll be better than it currently is. But at least we'll have custom badges by 2025. We started developing that in 2023 and I couldn't get it working, but it works now. So there will be a Christmas bat that we once made for 2023 will be there in 2025. So that's great. So next question, do you support content creation on NetherGames? We do. There is a YouTube rank and there is a partner rank, which you can apply for. Next question, can you unban those who got banned for 1 year because they learned their lesson? Yeah, we'll unban everyone. That's essentially the oh yeah. Because there are quite a lot of questions and I'm gonna have to go through these a little bit quicker because I've only made it through to like the second or third page, and there are quite a lot of pages. I read the new news that everyone's getting on. That's already answered it. Why is Skyblock late? Because the new anti-cheat. What are your opinions based on the linking department and the growth and development of games such as Factions and Skyblock? Um, I'm not sure what you mean with the linking department. And the growth and development of game modes like such as Faction and Skyblock. Well, hopefully we'll be able to release duels, like the 1v1s we promised in Factions this season. Um, so hopefully that'll be there during this season. I'm very sure people will like that. Um, who's the actual main owner of NetherGames or the founder? The founder is Callum. Um, already went over this. How to buy stuff from the store without a debit card. I think there are support pages for that to get cards like these. What are they called? Well, pay safe cards on somewhere on the support page. I think that's the only way because um, developing an app to support the Google Play credits thingy is a little bit hard because Google doesn't really like things like that, sadly. And for the Indian players, UP is still only supported inside of India. Stripe has been working on getting it for everyone out, but they can't give us any updates on that either. So it's a little bit of a bummer that the world of payment providers is so weirdly organized. Hey, why is the Legend and Titan rank different when make Titan and Legend exactly the same boat are so expensive? Um, well, we can't make everything cheap. Like operating a server costs money, and servers actually cost a ton of money, and developers don't want to work for free, and yeah, it's very hard to not to make everything as cheap. We already do purchase power parity, which means that ranks are cheaper to places where the average income is lower. So if the average income of your country is lower, we already provide significant discounts because we're in a sense essentially selling digital currencies, digital items. So like the net cost of us giving you something is 0. But yeah, we can't do them much lower, sadly. Um, what benefits do NetherGames provide to their staff member that left, resigned from the staff team, or are currently in the staff team? I think once you are through and up, you get Legend or Titan rank. I'm not sure. Um, and then if you were staff for a long time or a higher up staff, once you resign, you'll get the honored rank, and you'll still be part of the. Was it? We have a list of like all the old staff that were once staff on NetherGames. It's like gigantic list. He'll be on there. I don't know if it's visible through the portal for everyone. Maybe that's actually a good idea to make that public sometime. How sustainable is the server? It's sustainable in the sense that there isn't that we are not running at a loss, but we're also not making a profit. So it's as sustainable as basically saying we can't do much more and we can't do much less. Change the UI. Change the UI to what exactly? What do you want to see changed? It's a little bit. It's hard for us to know what you meant by change the UI. Someone asked, why isn't there an update in the server like Maps UI or anything fun? Not to mention the server, but Hypixel. They do updates and it makes the server so fun and engaging. Hypixel is massive. It's a massive corporation, like actually massive. We're not that big. We try our best. We don't have as much developers as they do, and we try our best to introduce new things every once in a while. And we try to keep the server up to date to the latest version of Minecraft, which also is significant effort. Hey, just wondering, is there any this is survival mode question again. I have absolutely no clue what the old survival mode was looked like. I'll have to search on YouTube since I have no clue. And during the years I've been here, I've never seen it. So, is there are we getting a new game mode? Yes, you are. Soon you'll get a new part of a current game mode that exists. We're going to give it a twist. Hopefully, people will like that. What is NetherGames' plan to get more players? And how would you make sure those players stay in the server? So the plan to get more players currently is by making sure the anti-cheat is stable, so people actually like playing because they don't come across hackers, and by unbanning the people currently banned. Hopefully, they've learned their lesson, and that that's our hopes, and hopefully that'll attract more people. We'll try to put on more updates, but we're only a few people working in the development team and then designers and stuff like that, trying to do their best. We're not a massive corporation, so there's only as much as we can do. Everyone just spends their free time here. There's no profit in running NetherGames, to be completely frank, so it's just everyone's free will to do this. Do you think Faction is the most toxic and cheater game mode in NetherGames? Factions is the most prone to this because of the way it combines being better than everyone else during a sustainable long period of time, and then the addition of groups, aka factions, on top of it. So it's the most prone to toxicity and cheaters because having an advantage there will give you. And it's difficult to explain, but it's the most prone to have toxicity and cheaters. Why you guys don't care about Skyblock? We do care about Skyblock. We do care about everything, really. We try to keep everything operational, which is because we have so much game modes is already quite a task. And we try to give everything updates, but well, we'll have to do one after the other. We can't do everything at once. What will the new game modes be? There is a coming soon statue in the lobby. That coming soon statue in the lobby has been there for ages. It's actually a placeholder. The server looks good, but it should support countries like like Egypt and Saudi Arabia and many more. What do you mean in terms of support? Because they can already play, as far as I'm aware. Where do you see NetherGames in 5 years? 5 years is a long horizon. I don't think personally, I don't think NetherGames will survive another 5 years. I'll be working So if we don't become a featured server and there's no way for people to work full time on NetherGames, um, there won't be another 5 years. That's certain, because next year I'm done with university. I have to go work. Um, the amount of time I'll be able to put in a free time project like this is, well, it's gonna be limited. Um, so we'll have to see. If we don't become a featured server, the chance of us surviving another 5 years, very unlikely, sadly. I want to ask if there will be an Egg Wars game like other game modes in the future. Egg Wars is essentially just Bow Wars. I think CubeCraft even owns the patent on it, so we can't copy it. Um, so there's that. Do you all have a set system on the duration of punishment given? Yeah, there's an explanation for that on the support page, so that should be there. I'm not sure if a staff member can really quickly pull up the link to it. There is a support page for it. When are you guys going to fix the lag? We're trying. We're actively trying. If you have an issue with lag, please send us a screenshot of /where am I. So if you do the /where am I command, it'll tell you the current server you're on and which proxy. And if you do /ping, you can also see what causes it. And if you would tell us the UTC time of your screenshot when it happened, we'll be able to investigate what happened, which is very, very nice, because it's just saying, hey, it's laggy, doesn't really help us much, because we don't know which proxy, which server, which time, and what you were doing. It's um so it's a little bit hard. Share your experience being a staff. I guess we'll let that answer a staff member. Does anyone have a microphone that they can activate really quickly? I guess no. Okay. Well, maybe someone can share it later. Um, will there be Easter events? Easter already happened. You mean next year? Well, next year probably there will be an Easter event. Um, will you add new cosmetics in the crates? Probably soon. Because we have had a massive breakthrough in getting custom blocks to work on every version, so we'll likely be adding custom block cosmetic type things. So there will be new cosmetics. Um, any leaks for the an upcoming update? I already have given quite some. Is it possible to buy the whole NetherGames network? I'm not willing to sell, probably. The thing is that if you sell, you don't know what people will do with it. You don't know if they'll be able to maintain it. And you also don't know what they'll do with the data we have. It's data of children. Um, and we don't want to just have people access it. So I doubt we'll ever sell it. Um, why isn't a server promoter? The server is gradually dying, no offense, but if you keep the server, well, we're trying to keep the server alive. Um, so it's a bit like people. I don't. It's hard to tell you specifically what causes the server to have decreased in player count. I guess a major factor of it is that we're not primarily in the server menu. People have to actively search for us. We are coexisting with servers like CubeCraft and Hive, which are essentially um, giving you the same mini games as we do to some extent, maybe with a different twist. So we have to compete for players on an unequal level because Mojang doesn't let us be a featured server currently. Well, they haven't responded, so there's that. Um, so we're because of our uneven player field, we have to give you the extra. We have to have people go the extra mile to play us. Servers like Saka have a different market. They're primarily practice, and that's what makes them unique. There is no server like that. We're less unique, and we try to focus on the competitiveness. So I think the major thing we're gonna try to be adding is more competitiveness, because that's what NetherGames has been good for, and hopefully people will like that. Um, on a scale from 1 out of 10, how good is the anti-cheat? Um, it's very hard to tell you that. Um, it's better than the one we currently have because it runs on the server, and the next one's gonna work on the proxy, and there's someone actually like actively maintaining it, even though Dutch did very well getting the pocket mine version up and running. Um, um, but I can't promise you it's gonna be the best thing out there, but we're gonna try our best to have all the current glitches fixed and try to catch as many hackers as we can by the anti-cheat. Um, can we pay to get custom capes made according to our liking? If you can convince a designer to make something, sure. Don't pay them for it. It's uh, you know, but I guess we could make, if people actually want this specific custom cape and it's according to our rules, I don't see why we couldn't add it. Can we expect there to be an UP payment method? Well, Stripe still doesn't allow UP outside of India, so we can't deliver it yet. Once they do, we'll get it up and running. Miners should be available in Skyblock. They are available. Where then there is a complaint about hackers again. I hope the new anti-cheat will get that resolved. Uh, uh, are all the punishments logged somewhere? Yes. Enabled to be able to tell if someone's banned, we have to make sure that we know who is banned. So we, of course, we store the punishments. That way we can check if someone's punished. Um, um, let's take a look. So does staff get salary, and how much staff is fully voluntary? So we technically only pay builders, designers, and developers, and you shouldn't do it for the money. It's not worth it. Um, we're essentially just paying you a bit. There isn't much money in third-party servers at all, especially not at NetherGames, because our player base is primarily from lower income countries. The people at the United States are a lot more likely to spend money. So we don't have that, sadly. So yeah, um, there's no money in running NetherGames really. Will some game modes eventually be continued to funnel the players and other ones? Yes, I'm actively thinking of reducing the amount of game modes to like, let's say, have games like soccer, Mama Says, survival games, like have one of them active at all time. So there aren't as many things to pick, but there's like one each week or something like that. And if a mini game is very liked, then we can always bring it back permanently. But something like that is likely to happen if we continue to lose players. And will there be new maps for Conquest, likely for the next map rotation? I've seen the builders having quite a lot of maps ready, so hopefully that'll be added in the next map rotation. Why is the jump glitch back in factions even after the new AC? That's because the old AC is running again. So that's the issue there. The factions PvP 1v1 arena is coming soon. Can you add a parkour map? There is one in the lobby, actually. Can we expect better ping in the future? What's preventing NetherGames from handling the ping lower in other regions? We need servers in that region to get the ping lower. Ping is essentially the latency between you and the server, and most of that is due to not our fault, but the speed of light. There is a limit to how fast things can go around the globe. And then there is also the major factor of how good your ISP's infrastructure is to getting the major latency is added between you and the ISP. And once it's on the actual like high bandwidth connections through data centers, the latency is generally much lower. So getting ping lower in the future is likely to happen because everyone's moving to fiber optic and it's always getting better. But we're not planning to open any new regions. There's simply not enough money for us to do that. We already have India and the Singapore region apart from each other. And the infrastructure in the US and EU is very it's very resilient. So yeah. How is the development team balancing anti-cheat effectiveness with ensuring smooth and responsive gameplay? What we're trying to do is make sure that hackers are having a bad time and normal players have an as smooth experience as possible. We'll continue to try doing that. It's hard. It's a matter of balancing, but I'm sure we can pull this off. My mobile data isn't allowing to join any servers. I don't know the issue. Why is it happening? I've asked Spinier, set me appeal, but I can't appeal. I have Doge. Maybe you can answer these questions about mobile connections not being able to join. I thought we fixed that, but not sure. Get in touch with us. Maybe we can figure out what causes it.
Well, we did fix the issue that caused it. It was related to the MTU essentially, and most players should be able to connect to the network without using a VPN as of now. But if anyone else is experiencing it, they should just message me so I can debug it with them.
All right. Let's move to the next question. Something along the lines of Poe spammers. I guess this question is mainly focused on Skyblock or on factions because they're mentioning it. What we're gonna do is revert back to the old way of not being able to combo Poe in factions and keep it the same way in all the other mini games, because in the mini games nobody really complained about it, and people actually like the change there, but in factions people don't seem to like it. So we'll opt for a midway solution where we don't allow it in factions and allow it in the mini games. Is it hard to become a staff? It isn't. Wait, which question am I at? About here, because the staff is confused where I'm reading stuff. Is it hard to
Free
become a
take
staff?
over if you want, by the way. I am
Oh,
here.
that would be nice. I'm very
Yeah, of
thirsty.
course.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can take over for you. Let me just pick up where you left off. Right, so is it hard to become a staff? No, not really. We give you guys tips and tools to actually help you in your application. You can find all of that on our support page. pretty much if you can write out a decent application with good grammar, 100 words is kind of the minimum that we ask for most of our questions, and other than that, if you just are competent with everything, it's not hard to get accepted. And then after that, just the interview stage and actual trainee process. At what date will the mass unban be? We currently don't have a date set for that. That's for a couple of different reasons. Things like the anti-cheat and making sure that the systems are working fine. Rest assured, it will happen. We're not gonna sweep it under the rug and forget about it. We are definitely going to do it in the near future. I will say probably maybe a couple of weeks or so, just to make sure that everything runs smoothly before we do something like that. Y'all got a job doing this administration as a side quest or something else? Uh, for most of the staff, we do have an actual job. This is just kind of a side hobby for most of us. Most of the moderation staff don't actually get paid. The Our paid for jobs are developer, designer, builders, and I believe that is it. So most of us are just here for the fun of it. We enjoy what we do, so we're happy to help out and all that. How much subscribers do you need for YouTube rank? You can find that out on our support page. Once again, we have a lot of helpful information there. YouTube ranks work. There's two requirements for subscriber count. So it can either be 1,000 subscribers producing NetherGames related content, or 5,000 subscribers producing Bedrock related content. Aside from that, we just ask that you are family friendly, 20 plus videos, 750 view count average. You do follow the YouTube's terms of services, and we do not accept short form videos as meeting that 20 count video, the 20 video count. Moving on. How to obtain honor roll. Honor roll is for our staff members who've been with the team for an extended period of time and have contributed a lot. So that's things like our supervisors, our admins, our PC advisors. They all get honored roll when they leave the team, just kind of setting them apart and showing them their contribution to the server. Hmm? Was someone gonna speak or? No, we're gonna move on. Are there any plans for revamping the NetherGames portal as it's been a long time? I don't believe there is. It's although yes, it's been a long time. There isn't really any issues with it. So I don't believe we have any plans to revamp it. But if I do, I might get told that that's different. But yeah, so it's probably gonna stay the same. Since we don't have any plans for revamping that. What is the new anti-cheat called? I don't believe we're giving out that information for some good reasons. One moment, just double checking something. Oh, cool. So we actually are. So our anti-cheat's called Oomph. We use the same anti-cheat as some other servers that you may know. We we use a different version of it than well, we use a different version of it. We have altered it to kind of fit to our servers. But yeah, we use Oomph. You can go check them out. Great anti-cheat. Moving on. Are we going to add a ranked Bed Wars game mode? Ranked game modes may come in the future, but I won't say too much on that. Just know it may come, it may not. But hint hint, it probably will in the near future. Do you have any plans on the marketplace? Well, that's kind of very broad. For our store page, yes, we do have some plans to add some new things, some new exciting things to see there. But overall, aside from that, not entirely. Basically just adding some new items and stuff that you can purchase from there. We do plan to add some new things to the server overall that you can get through purchasing and stuff like that. So yes and no, I guess. NetherGames 10-year anniversary is next year. How does the NetherGames team plan to celebrate? Ooh, great question. I don't think we have anything planned as of yet, but as that date comes closer, I know we were discussing doing a event and maybe posting out a YouTube video for everyone. So most likely it's going to be a server-wide event and some YouTube videos out with it. Maybe some custom cosmetics that you can get. That's probably how we'll spend it. Do you guys see NetherGames giving a good competition to featured servers as Hive and CubeCraft? Yes, I do. I think we offer a very different style of gameplay compared to some of the other servers, especially some of the featured servers. I think we can stand out compared to some of these featured servers, but as of right now, we are not going to become a featured server,
Well,
or
it's
have
hard to
tried.
compete with. It's just hard to compete with feature servers. They have more players because they have more players. They have more budget, and they are like Hive and CubeCraft are like actually like years. They were founded years before NetherGames was as well, so they're also more
Yeah.
knowledge than. So we're trying our best, but it's hard to catch up.
Yeah, the only other thing on that is that the unfortunate part about featured servers and non-featured servers is that they are there as soon as you open Minecraft. You can see the featured servers. To actually find any other servers, you have to go looking for them. So that's kind of the only downside. So the only way to fix that would be through advertisement and like social media. Which we've kind of been lacking in the past couple, I don't know, months maybe, close to maybe a year or so. So, yeah. Moving on. If I can find where I left off, that is. Found it. Sorry about that. What are all the ranks after trainee? So after trainee would be crew member. After crew member would be moderator. After moderator would be supervisor. After supervisor would be PC advisor. And after PC advisor, it would technically be admin. But that's also kind of a different ballpark for moderation and staffing on the server. But yes, so Each one has its own requirements to be promoted from, but that is kind of the layout of ranks. And then we do have other ranks that you can get, so like developer, builder, uh, designer, game designer, etc., etc. Um,
Someone tagged me in the if we would ever do a collab with Seka. Yeah, we will. We probably will. We have actually very good contact with the people at Seka. We have been collaborating on numerous things. They use our Pocket Mine fork. We're developing on the same anti-cheat. So yeah, it's very possible that we'll do a collab in the future.
yeah, cool. Uh, have you ever thought about adding events like weekly mini tournaments and challenges for players? Actually, we do have a so how do I say this? We do have new updates coming that kind of add something along these lines for the new challenges and for the players. I don't believe I can say what yet exactly since it is a pending update, but yes, we do have plans to add new challenges and things like that for players. You should increase challenges and missions in Skyblock. That very well could be something that we can do. I don't think that's entirely too hard, so that's if you as a general populi feel like that's a good thing, feel free to make a feedback and we can contact the developers about it. It's not a hard thing to do. What's the story behind the server? Like who created it and and how it started to boom? Ooh, that's a very long history, and I will give that to Dries to tell because I do not know the full of it.
Well, I attempted on that, but I am very short on everything and every detail. So I would suggest we put out a blog post or something about that, since uh, yeah, that's actually a long history, and I don't want to forget things and about the boom and COVID and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll leave it here. Um, we'll do a blog post about it.
Mhm. Cool. Moving on. I lost my place again. So good at this, guys. How can regular players get involved with testing new features and reporting bugs before full releases? Is there going to be a PTB in the future, player testing beta? So we do have our beta testing team, which from my knowledge, you can get as a general player or as a regular player, but it is typically left to the staff members due to the new features part. But I don't think player testing beta is entirely out of the scope of reality, so we can probably add that in the near future. Especially since now we are planning to roll out a lot more feature updates instead of just system updates like the anti-cheat and other systems like that. So yeah. Can you add a prison escape mode? Possibly. Once again, that's kind of a feedback thing. If if you want to see something come to NetherGames or you want to see new features and stuff like that, um, head to our feedback channel and create one. Our staff regularly go through them, like our game designers, and that's how we actually get new ideas to our developers and stuff like that. If you've posted an idea and nothing's happened to it, that's because we've been focusing on our systems and anti-cheat for the past while now. So we are kind of a small development team doing everything, so we don't have we don't have the members to kind of assign multiple tasks to. So yeah.
Quick question. Someone asked, will NetherGames migrate to a modern server software like Dragonfly? NetherGames is a ton of code. Like it's everything together. It's probably more than 1,000,000 lines of code. We're not gonna program it to another server software. That's too much work. Yes, it would make it faster and cheaper to run NetherGames, but there is no way for us to migrate. There is nor the time nor the development power to do such huge migration.
Yeah, kind of back on my comment about our development size. We don't have the team members to do something as large scale as that. Maybe when we start growing, things like that could be within the scope, but I doubt we would ever do that because, like Drew said, NetherGames code is multiple or like close to either or over 1,000,000 lines of code. So it's definitely a lot, and it would definitely be a lot of work to transfer all of that to a different server base. So yeah. Moving back to the questions. Let me see. What is the future of NG? Well, that's what we're all figuring out. We do have a lot of development plans. We have a lot of plans for the staff team. We have plans for new features, for new possible game modes. We have a lot of plans that are all pending or finished that we just need to release. So rest assured we are doing stuff with the server, and probably the majority of it right now is behind the scenes, so you won't see much of it as the player, but I can promise you we are doing stuff. We do care about the server, and when you guys give us feedback and comments, we do actually take these into consideration and listen to them. So yeah. Why aren't you also doing a Discord unban wave? So the kind of main reason why we're doing a in-game unban is due to the anti-cheat, and it's not only to promote our confidence in our anti-cheat and its ability to block out the hacks that we've um constantly been seeing. It's also just because something like that hasn't happened in a while, but mainly it's due to the new anti-cheat coming in, which doesn't affect Discord in any way, so we most likely will not be doing a Discord unban. Why don't NetherGames organize tournaments like over 2 weeks? It makes healthy competitive environment between the players, reward them, so it's engaging. We've done extended period tournaments. I don't think I don't know what our longest tournament's been, but I feel like it's been close, if not over 2 weeks. If someone has any information on that, they can comment. But yeah, we've done extended period tournaments, and we kind of break them up into different segments. So we'll have like tournament day 1, tournament day 2, or like tournament 1, which is maybe a couple of days long, and then tournament 2 is a couple of days long, but they all fall under the same category. So we've definitely done those before, but yeah, we can probably do more of them if that's what the players like. When is the unlinking department coming back, and why did it shut down in the first place? So the unlinking department, I'll first comment on why it closed. We closed the unlinking department because of the sheer amount of requests that we got and the inability of the staff team to handle them. It wasn't actually a staff division, so it wasn't given. No one staff was assigned to it, and it was only certain members of the higher staff that could actually handle it. So because of this, we because of this, we just could not keep up with the amount of requests that we were getting. It was maybe 10 to 20 a day, and it was overwhelming the staff. We couldn't keep up with them. And that time that we were spending on focusing on unlinkings, we could have been focusing elsewhere on moderation and other things like that. Aside from that, it was also just a faulty system overall. It wasn't a good system, so yeah. It may be coming back. I have if you know me, you know that I've been in feedbacks recently, or not, I guess not recently, but a couple months ago, players were asking for things like the unlinking department back. I have been in communication with the admins about it, and it may return in the future, but we do not have any current plans to do it just as of yet. Um, Hold on. Here I am. Right. Please make NetherGames like Hypixel again. We need Hypixel type server for Bedrock Edition, and please get NG advertisement by YouTubers. Its player count is decreasing. So we there's a couple of different reasons why we moved away from being a Hypixel base or like a Hypixel
Yeah.
copycat. And
That's mainly because Hypixel didn't want us to. They sent us an email being like, "Hey, we saw you're using our maps. Can't do that anymore. You'll have X amount of days. I don't know how much it was. I think it was like 7 to change it. Else we're getting a lawyer." And we sent them an email being like, 7 is bit like it's not as much. Can we do 14?" And they were like, yeah, sure. So we have 14 days to migrate from all Hypixel maps to having our own custom maps. And that was a bit of a stretch, but we made that work. And we're not doing it again. That's for sure. So yeah, we won't move back to a Hypixel style just because it's not allowed.
yeah.
And I think we have proven that a distinct brand works throughout the years. So I don't think going back to Hypixel style makes any sense.
Great. If the recent owner is busy with his life, then please make someone else and tell them when UPI will come, it will boost your income too. So UPI payment isn't entirely due to our owner. It's also just Dries can probably comment on this better than I can because he's
Yeah.
probably handled it more. But
So
it's
the
not
issue,
entirely due. Oh, sorry, go on.
yeah. So the issue with UPI is that UPI is only supported inside India. To be able to use the UPI payment provider, you have to be a registered Indian business, which we are. However, Stripe was going to implement UPI. So that was nice. But they have been implementing it for the past year and haven't actually integrated much. Well, they have, and it's in beta, but it's only for Indian businesses, which we aren't. So we still have to wait for it to be open to the public, which I hope will come. But there is no way for us to currently accept UPI as an Australian business, sadly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of why UPI payment hasn't been coming, and why it probably won't for a little while longer. We can probably increase communication on things like that because I know people have been asking for it, and so far we've just been saying soon, soon, soon. So yeah, we can probably definitely
have
give some players more
we
information.
have essentially said the same thing Stripe has been telling us. They keep telling us soon, so we keep telling you soon, which is, well, not great from both of us, but I guess there's little we can do about it to speed it up.
Yeah. Moving on. How many times does a typical trainee, or how many times does a typical player submit a trainee application until they get accepted? It really depends on the player themselves and their application. Some of the staff some of the staff with us have probably applied maybe, once or twice and got accepted. Other members of the staff team have probably applied for 5 to 6 times and got accepted. So it really depends. And if you have any questions on why your application was denied, you can always contact us via support and we can give you some more information on that. But it heavily depends on who is applying, not so much like how many times they apply. So yeah. Anyways, that kind of wraps up the Google form questions that we had. So okay, cool. So now we're gonna actually bring on some speakers onto the stage, and then they can ask their questions in person with us. We do ask that you remain respectful. Things like no inappropriate language. You will get muted. But yeah, since we've answered a ton of questions, try to avoid asking a repeated question. But yeah, so we can start moving on to bring on some people to speak. If I can find where. There we go. Hello.
Hello, Cat.
Hello. What's your question?
Um, will the mass ban include all players or just the old ones?
Mass unban will include all players, so everyone across the server, including old players back from when they first joined, up to players that have joined in 2025. So yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. There we go. One moment. Hello. Oh, hi, Rafe. Hold on, we moved two
Oh, wait.
people.
Oh, hi,
Hold on.
Raph.
Hello. Wasn't really expecting to speak. It's kind of just listening in.
I was also not really expecting to speak. I was just talking the whole entire time in the chat. And hi, I didn't even notice you were here, Raph. I thought you were playing Apex. What the hell?
Okay, hold on. Although this is great and funny,
Okay, who
let's
first?
move back
Raph
to the
or me?
questions. Let's do really fat, and then we can move to Wrath.
Okay. The question I had, because I was really curious about, is how long ago did you guys send our request in the marketplace? Because if you guys send it like a year ago, I could just give you the email of the guy that you guys need to talk to, and you can just tell you yes or no. He's the guy responsible for it, so you don't need to wait.
That would be a Drees
on that.
question. Drees, come here.
Well,
Nice to
depends on
meet you.
whose contact you're gonna give me.
Oh, I'm just
If
giving you the contact of the marketplace director, the guy responsible for the
yeah,
contract.
well, apparently it's supposed to be
Xmanship.
someone higher up. Well, I have his contact. I'm on the Slack as well. I need the contact above him because they
Mhm.
go about approving feature servers and whatnot. So we already
Oh, yeah,
have
that
a
makes
go. Yeah, we have already a go from him.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, fair. No, because if you guys needed that, I could have just given you his email and the other guy's email, and it should have been fine. Because
Yeah,
plus I'm not gonna talk about, because first of all it's NDA. Second of all, if I
Mhm.
do this, I'm getting in trouble with him, so I'm not doing this.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, good. Okay, now I want to listen to Raph. I'm gonna shut up.
Well, I don't really have a question. I was just kind of listening in.
Oh, well, welcome.
Hello.
Are we keeping him here? Are we moving him back? What's the plan? I think
Well,
we
hell,
keep
I
him
don't
here.
mind him.
I don't mind.
Special guest.
Well, they're asking about the Saka and the NetherGames collab, so maybe you can answer
Oh,
some
yeah.
questions.
We can talk about that.
What's the question?
Well, they're asking when we're going to collab. So
I'm not really sure yet. I mean, we definitely will do something in the future.
yeah, we'll have something worked out.
Why? What are they like
Alright.
specifically asking about a collab?
Well, no, really, it wasn't very specific. It was something with a cosmetic that works on both Saka and NetherGames, something like that, which we can definitely do. But we'll have to work it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Can I just stay here and listen?
Sure. I'm not against it.
Yeah, I actually invited right.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I want to compliment Rice on one thing. Nice hair.
That's a very old picture. And like actually
Hey,
very,
put
very
the
old.
picture on then. I want to see your haircut. Jeez.
Well, it's the haircut is pretty much the same, but it's a very, very old picture. So I don't think judging that picture is a very good idea. I think the picture is like 4 years old, 5 years maybe.
Yeah, then change it.
Yeah, well, the issue is that it's very, very hard for me to approve a new profile picture because I generally don't find the new profile pictures any better than this one.
Then go out, take a picture. It will be nice. Don't worry. Dog can be the photographer. It'll work out. Trust.
This is great. Anyways, does anybody else have a question? If you do, feel free to request to speak. We can invite you up and you can ask yours. Hello. What's your question?
Hello, bro. Cool. So my question is, well, hello, Dries. Hello, everybody. First of all,
Hello.
I was gonna ask,
Well-
does the punishment wipe include mutes? I mean, I don't think so, but you know,
It
good to
will.
ask
It
there.
will. It
Yeah.
will.
Really?
We are
Yeah,
doing
well,
a clean
the
slate.
the threat to community stuff is all wiped as well. It's we're doing a clean sheet. It's like full on clean sheet.
Yeah.
So it'll
Okay, well
include.
then. Okay, so then by extension, does that include the Discord? I mean, you know,
No.
it's only a mute.
We,
Okay. Okay.
as I
I-
commented
well,
earlier, we're not doing the
Mhm.
Discord because the kind of main reason why we are doing the in-game is due to the anti-cheat and our kind of like confidence in it, as well as our new systems and everything like that. That does not extend over to Discord because the anti-cheat doesn't affect the Discord in any way. So
Yeah, I understand, but like my mute is like a disturbing the peace mute, so I wasn't really muted on Discord for a Discord offense. It was only like an extension of the in-game one. That's why I'm asking for me, you know, not like a massive unban or
see.
something.
So
Yeah.
if it's an extension of an in-game punishment, then yes, we can probably unmute or remove the punishment.
Well, we'll have to check exactly the line that we want to do because there is no good way to automate everyone whose account was banned, like muted on Discord because of an extension of something in game and stuff like that. So we'll have to check how we will do that and how many people will be affected by it and stuff like that. So
Fair enough. I can
we'll
be
have
in
to see.
contact with Isaac or something.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, cool. Thank you. All right, there's another speaker coming on. Hello.
Hello, Cat.
Hello, how are you? What is your question for us? Chris? Hello.
Okay. So my question is, will NetherGames add a private game creation API? It would be useful for the community that hosts ranked bedwars on NetherGames, as they currently have to create private games manually without an API.
What exactly would you want in the private game API?
So there are communities that host ranked bedwars on NetherGames,
Yeah. Yes.
like Synapse,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, something like that.
Right, but like, what kind of API would you want for that?
Okay,
Some kind
so
of
we need
thing where you can, yeah, go.
okay, so we need an API to create the private games without manually creating it manually.
Right, so kind of like a join link kind of thing where you can have an API to create a public party with like a code or something like that. So when you fill in the
Yeah,
code, you're in the
like
private party, something like that. Yeah.
like a code. So the the endpoint will receive a field like player IDs to the team. So the player will type the join link, then the player just
Oh, what happened? He disappeared.
Did he get moved out or?
I didn't know what happened. He's
Hold
still in the
on.
voice chat.
He's not in the audience. I think he might
Ah,
have accidentally left.
well, I
Or at
get
least
what he
I was-
means. The question is how easily we can get that sorted. But it's a good idea. But then at that point, why would you buy Titan? Because you can just use that API to make yourself a private game. So we'll have to take a look and see who get access to it and for what reasons, stuff like that. But I think it's doable, I guess.
I mean, it's currently possible to do that using automated bots.
Yeah, but like, at what point do we want to support people using bots? I'd rather not have bots, you know? So we'll have to see how we can do. But I like the idea. But the question is, in what, like, they want to have pre-made people inside of the same party. We'll take a look. That sounds like an interesting idea. Need some infrastructure changes, but I guess it's doable. But we have to keep it in mind when we're working on the new matchmaking system, which since that's something we have to account for. Okay, let's get the person with the next question up.
I see someone requesting, and I accepted it, and then they disappeared. So I have no idea what's going on with that. Here, I'll just invite them directly. Never mind. There we go. Hello, Tut. And goodbye, Tut. Never mind. Hello, Zed. I pulled you in here as well.
Wait, why are the two owners of Zekwa in here? What the hell?
Oh, look
Well,
who it
apparently
is.
there's
Zed
like
and Raph. Okay, who else is gonna join? The other owner? Because there are 4 owners now, right?
Let me go DM
4.
Mini. Let me go DM Mini real quick.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Language.
You know what I should do? Let me DM that guy again. What's his name again?
Mini guy 7.
Not Mini Guy.
Oh.
Thomas from Game Mode 1. You know, the guy who made the Avatar DLC for Minecraft. Let me see
Hello.
if he's online.
Oh, I have no clue.
Oh, he's online.
Well, are there any questions really? That's more more the
Yeah.
question. Since I haven't seen anyone. Not really. Some people just still asking about the Skyblock Infections reset.
Mhm.
Bruh, Mini is in here.
All right,
Hello,
I
Mini.
guess.
What's up?
Okay, now we have the entire Zekwa squad over here. The admin, the 2 owners, and a random doge. Oh yeah.
What we could do is discuss about a collaboration.
Well, not in public. I guess that's that's not a good idea.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, Ethan.
Now Ethan's here.
Yo.
Okay,
Gosh, yeah, we got the whole game.
I guess that'll be it for the Q&A.
Hold on, wait.
Haven't
Actually,
seen anyone.
there's two new people requesting to join, so we can get them in here real quick. Hello, Goat. What is your question for us? Goat. Oh, and he's gone. Never mind.
Oh.
Okay. Hold on, there is another person requesting. Another 2 people requesting actually. So it's. Hello, No Clip. All right, we have 2 people with pending questions. If either one of them wants to speak.
I couldn't understand what that other dude said. Was he talking about adding bots to games?
It was to do with our API.
Yeah, well, they were trying to put people that like pre-make parties and have them like be together by using some kind of game code, similar to how I think what was it, Among Us did it, so that people can be queued up for private games without having to be in a party kind of thing. So
Okay. Well, I guess would it be possible to add bots on downtime?
Want me to screen share?
No Clip is just showing his API off.
there is already an API for it.
Wait. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty nice API. Also, here's a serious question for you, Dries.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is extremely serious. When are you? Okay, actually, no. It's to Dries and Raph and Zed. When are you guys buying NetherGames? When you guys bought literally every other network in existence. When are you guys buying NetherGames?
How do you know we haven't already bought it?
No. Huh?
Dries might just be my employee. You never know.
Yeah, he's a front man actually. We bought it 6
Alright,
years
so where's
ago.
my money? Huh? Where's my money?
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Anyways. Okay, we have another person requesting. Hello, what's your question for us? That just got uncomfortably silent.
So yeah, let's just wrap up the Q&A.
Yeah, I'll just move him back.
All right. Thank
yeah,
you
so
all
that's
for Okay, yeah, you can wrap it up.
Yeah. That's kind of it for the Q&A. Thank you so much for everyone who attended and asked legitimate questions. We do have plans to do these more often. So definitely be on the lookout for more in the future. We definitely hope to probably one every couple of months or so, just to kind of keep up with the communication with staff. We really are trying to get back into a good communication between staff and players. So if you have any suggestions, as always, you can move to our feedback channel and post some questions there. We always have that available. But aside from that, that kind of wraps up the Q&A. So yeah, thank you for everyone who attended, and we will see you next time. All right, bye everyone.